This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back, Al Jackson.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I was just like, I can't believe like what a great weekend I had, and it's good to see my family back. I left one family to come back to y'all, so it's a big deal.
And we're going to get into those stories a little bit later on, so stick around because it's very sweet, man.
Thanks,
very sweet.
bro.
I love it. Stephanie Jones in the house.
Yeah, she-
Erica Cobb always here. Let's get into it. Don't mess with Taylor Swift fans. One security guard at her show in Philly found that out the hard way. So now a video of Taylor putting the security guard on blast in the middle of her concert has gone viral. Take a look. Ooh, ironically, in the middle of Bad Blood. Now the fan is speaking out about what actually went down. Let's watch that.
The guard had been like harassing our group all night just to like, he just kept telling us not to touch the rail, and like every time we did anything, he was like on top of us. We're dancing, we're having fun, and he didn't like it. And Taylor noticed that I was having fun and that he didn't like it. And she didn't like it, and then he basically like got escorted out, and then they offered us free tickets for tonight. It wasn't this big crazy thing.
Having her dog in the video makes me feel like she's lying.
No. I actually had this happen where an artist like actually jumped off the platform.
And then you explained yourself with your pet later on?
No, I didn't explain myself with my pet, but years ago I was at Underground in Chicago.
Yes.
And we know the owner, Billy.
Shout out, Billy.
Who brought me into this. It was a night that someone was performing. I'll allow you to guess. And I'm standing where Billy put me, and this security guard who was like 3 times, he was like a massive dude, and he's like, you need to move out of the way. And I was like, but I was told to stand here. And he's like, get out of the way or I'm gonna move you out of the way. And I was like, I don't have any place else to go. Like, I was told to stand here. And he actually grabbed me, and this artist jumped off the platform that he was at, and he was like, don't touch her, don't touch her. It was like screaming at him and asking me if I was okay. So any guesses as to who that artist was?
I know who it was.
Yes, is he a Chicago artist?
Yeah.
Okay. Steph, you want to take the guess? Chicago, pretty famous.
Kanye?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Good
Kanye.
guess. Did you know that story?
No.
Oh, you just guessed Kanye? That was a good guess.
It was Kanye West, yeah, because you're performing, like, first of all, people need to understand, because a lot of people can get hurt by your security, which makes you responsible, and also that reflects poorly on the artist as well. I know that they're there to protect people, but when you have an overzealous security guard, you're looking at a lawsuit or something worse. So I appreciate when artists are looking out for their fans.
Steph, what do you think? I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's really hard, because obviously he's probably thinking, he's on hyper alert. Anything could happen today with concerts, festivals, but hey, being in the mall, being at school, anything can happen. So it probably makes security on super defensive, OTT. But I mean, if she was just having fun and it takes the artist to step in and say something, and she didn't just say it once, she could have said it once, and he carried on obviously for a few seconds longer. It obviously was bothering her, and like you said, she doesn't want that reputation with her fans, and everything is filmed now, everything's put on blast. The last thing she wants as well is people saying, I didn't feel safe at the Taylor Swift concert, someone's bullying me, harassing me, whatever it is. It's hard, it's really difficult, I don't know.
I'm going to take the side of the security guard in this one, and I'll tell you why. As somebody that has done thousands and thousands of live comedy shows, I've seen hundreds of, maybe thousands of people kicked out of comedy shows for being overserved usually. And you know what they all say? You guys are kicking me out for laughing. And it's because in your mind, when you're having a great time at the Taylor Swift concert, that's what you're there for. The security, the microphone, the sight, the sounds, the sights, they're all there for you to have a good time. The security there is to make sure that you are not a danger to yourself or others. And I think that if there's a railing there, we could be doing a very different story today, in that a railing collapsed and landed on 4 other fans. I don't think that he's picked this one Taylor Swift fan out. It's like, she's going to have a bad time tonight. I think he might have, because they do walk-arounds, and I'm sure security's like, hey, Steph, keep an eye on that left railing. There's a gap there. People could fall through. Jeff, make sure that, you know, because people spill their drinks on these steps, so make sure people aren't dancing on these steps. But when Jeff goes, hey, guys, don't dance on those steps, the fans haven't gone through the walkthrough, so they're like, I guess Jeff doesn't want me to dance. You're there to dance. You're there to have a good time. But if something bad happens, that security guard's going to lose his job, which he already might have because he was escorted out, and that security company is going to have their brain suit out by whoever breaks that thing and whoever it lands on. So it's a tough situation.
Yeah, assuming that they're doing the right thing. I mean, security people are just people. And sometimes they do have a vendetta against you for one reason or another. So if she's looking at it like that seemed too much, then for her to actually address it during her performance, I'm going to assume that something happened that did not look like something that should be happening. I mean, she's done thousands of shows too. So I think if she were to do that every single time, that would be something different. But this is like seemingly a one-off.
All right. Well, I like it. I like the difference of opinions. Let's get this last story in. Martha Stewart is proving once again that age is nothing but a number. At 81, she's appearing on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Let me sneak a peek up there. She looks good. She looks good. This makes her the oldest swimsuit cover model ever. Martha told the Today Show what she did to prepare for the shoot. Let's watch.
I think I met the challenge.
In what way?
Well, I didn't starve myself, but I didn't eat any bread or pasta for a couple of months. I went to Pilates every other day, and that was great. The Pilates, I'm still going to Pilates every other day because it's so great. And I live a clean life anyway, pretty, you know, good diet and good exercise and healthy skincare and all of that stuff. But it was kind of fun.
Good for her. 81.
Pilates.
Shout out to Pilates for you.
I know. My mom is like, I've gotten my mom into it. It's so great for your core. Like, Pilates makes everything easier. So, yeah, I could see that. But, I mean, come on. Martha killed that. She didn't look good. She killed that for any age, really.
Al, what do you think? You don't like it?
Of course, I'm really happy for Martha. I'm just wondering, who is this for? Like, the swimsuit edition is aimed at men or anybody that wants to see models at a certain.
I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that look at Martha Stewart and think, oh yes, I would love that to be my lady. Seriously, you don't think? Like, no, I'm deadly serious. I'm really serious.
No, of course, but like, I don't know if
she's gorgeous.
But there's a reason that in the history of swimsuit models, they're not 81 years old. I think that's not a shame.
No, I hear you.
These are facts.
There's a real demographic.
Right,
there
they
are people
wouldn't want to
out
see
there that
me
will.
either. I'm just saying it's empowering.
Al, I'm sure you have just as big a demographic lusting after Al Jackson as Martha Stewart does lusting after her.
I appreciate that.
She's hot. She looks good. I mean, and how amazing! 81 years old. Like, why not put her on the cover? She looks hotter than a lot of teenagers.
Do you?
Let's be honest. Come on, I would rather see
we
that.
have to be okay. We have to go. But honestly, there's a reason that we don't have a lot of 80-years posing.
Yeah, because of ageism.
It's not ageism.
Yes,
it's what
the
the demographic. Look, Sports Illustrated's job is to put on that cover what people say they want to see. That's their only job.
But that's only one small portion, and it's been like we've seen it 1,000 times. There's 1,000 other covers with, I'm sure, like you're going to say younger or whatever. What's your ideal that you would want to see?
I don't buy those magazines. I'm assuming the people that do are usually
you have a
looking
big
for models.
opinion to say you
All
don't
right, I'm going to throw Al a life jacket here because we got to go.
It's not a life jacket. It's just like it's existed in the world.
Listen, we'll be right back. We'll be right back. You can't talk like that these days.
Hey.
You can't even give an opinion.
DBL, this show is amazing.
There's a lot going on down here.
I would have been part of the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
So on point.
But I'm going to have a conversation about what's happening now. We're just talking nostalgia of Chicago.
And if you were from Chicago somehow watching this and you've been in like the going out scene, you know Billy Deck. He's a friend.
Yeah.
He's a friend of everybody's.
Yes,
I've dropped
he
his name
is.
with like celebrities and stuff. They're like, where are you from? I'm like, Chicago. And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, you know Billy? And they're like, my boy Billy Deck. Like that's like our connection. Yeah. So I dropped that.
Don't you always want to see those people's cell phones and like all the people that they must have in there? Like somebody
you
like
already
that.
know.
Yeah,
'cause-
it's just like everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when we're talking about models, we say models and then you get like an image of what that's supposed to look like. But truthfully, it's just someone who's getting paid to be in front of a camera. So there's no real criteria for who
For a
can be a
swimsuit model, there's no criteria?
No, who can be a model and who can't. I mean, even in the days where you're like, you know, this was the prototype for whoever was gracing every cover, there were still other outlets that were using different types of models. Now we're just seeing the diversification of representation. So I don't see there being a huge difference. I think that there is a demographic for everyone, and clearly Sports Illustrated does too, because they've been doing this for a while.
I get what you're saying. You're totally right. But I get Al's point too in saying that it's okay, first of all, to voice your opinion. I appreciate that. But if you have a 25-year-old on the cover and an 80-year-old on the cover, like if you just were going to have a popularity contest, I would assume the 25-year-old
Because
would
of
win.
the demographic that you're going after.
Right.
If this is a magazine that's empowering women, Martha Stewart looks amazing.
Right.
But if you're a guy that works in construction that like wants to buy a swimsuit model magazine, I think if those two options are there, he's going to choose the 25-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Welcome back. Okay, so if you were on social media at all yesterday, it seemed like everyone was posting tributes to their moms for Mother's Day, including a number of stars. So Beyonce honored her mom, posting a video of her jamming out at one of her concerts saying, quote, "I'm so grateful for all you do for me." Gwyneth posted a double tribute wishing her daughter, Apple, a happy 19th birthday, while also thanking her for giving her the gift of being her mom. Wow, they look alike, huh? And Demi Moore posted this photo holding her new granddaughter, Luetta. Meantime, Tom Brady, look at this guy, honored his mother and both his exes, Giselle and Bridget Moynihan, with a series of photos. He said, "We are all so grateful for all your support in helping us all achieve our dreams." Finally, new mom Paris Hilton posted a series of very glossy photos with her little angel baby Phoenix. So Al, let's get to you. Those are all beautiful stories, by the way, but I want to get to your story because it's beautiful as well.
You know, mothers are amazing, and everybody feels this way about their mom, but my mom is just an incredibly whole person. She just is the most.
Jackie.
She is the most complete person I've ever met, and quite frankly, Steph, I was worried that she was going to go throughout her life and not find a man that would appreciate her and look at her the way I do. And luckily, she did. She found her birth daughter in 2017 that she had as a result of a sexual assault. And like I always say, a rose can grow from concrete. She met her birth daughter. Her birth daughter knew this incredible Southern old school gentleman named Montez. Like he should be in a movie. Like he's you know, he's a door open, coat on the puddle kind of guy, like a real life kind of guy like that. And he loves this woman, and we finally made this union 6 years later, and it's a completion of my hope for her. So it was one of the best weekends a son could ever have in his life. Honestly, I'm good, Steph. So I'm
that's
very happy.
beautiful,
And this is they had a chef come in and cook. And my sister and I gave my mom away at this wonderful place, Ashley River Park. And at the end of this, really quickly, the owner of the park and the venue ran out, and I thought one of us left our cell phone, and she was like, "I just want to let everybody know we comped the entire venue, like for no reason." So it
Well,
just
there was a reason.
So it was just
There
meant
was
to
a
be.
reason.
So yes,
Yeah.
that's what's going on, and I just want to thank you guys for being so supportive of me during all this. And I was thinking about you guys and hoping you guys were with your moms.
We love you.
Yeah.
What did you do for Jordan?
Obviously, my mom's still in Chicago, but we went to Outback Steakhouse.
Shout out.
Celebrated.
Shout out.
Shout out Outback. Jordan loves it. So that's what we did for her Mother's Day. How about you?
My mom was in Washington with my two nieces. One of them had a dance dance recital, so she got to be out there, which was really nice.
Shout out to Mom.
Yeah, I don't have photos because my family is private.
How about you, Steph, quickly?
Mother's Day was in England back in March, so we celebrated a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're super late.
Well, it's weird. I thought Father's Days are the same day in June, but Mother's Day is completely different.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the time difference.
Silly
It's a
British.
time difference.
All right, coming up on DBL, we talk with a woman who went viral for showing off her passion for plus-size fashion on TikTok. That's next.
We have seen the warnings. Too much screen time can lead to migraines. But is that true for every migraine sufferer? To get the facts, we went to Dr. Megan Donnelly, lead neurologist for Novant Health, Dr. Ahmad Estamalik, headache specialist for the Cleveland Clinic and the Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic describes a migraine as a headache that is accompanied by severe throbbing pain or pulsing sensation in your head.
By definition, to be considered migraine, somebody has to have had at least 5 attacks in their life.
Those attacks can include nausea, vomiting, and extreme sensitivity to light and sound. But can too much screen time cause them?
Screen time alone is not going to cause a migraine in somebody who wasn't really supposed to have one anyway.
Dr. Donnelly says it can be a trigger for people who are sensitive to light and have experienced migraines in the past.
If there's somebody who already is predispositioned to having migraine, they run in the family, they've had them previously, screen time can play a role for some patients.
The time of day can also play a role in migraines that are triggered by screen time.
So if somebody is looking at the screen and it's during regular hours, they might do better. But if they're looking at the screen at all hours of the night, that can worsen the frequency of migraine as well.
Really minimize screen time, phone time, especially in the 1 to 2 hours before someone goes to sleep. I think that will make a tremendous difference.
Dr. Donnelly says other triggers like stress, whether too much or too little sleep, can also kick off a migraine. So getting a migraine from too much screen time really depends on the individual's triggers. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back to DBL. Earlier, we sat down with the owner of the plus-size boutique, Juicy Body Goddess, a place where you have to be to something to do something. Not only does Summer Lucille cater to plus-size women, she lets them know that they're worthy of looking good and being loved. Watch.
My name is Summer Lucille. I am the owner and founder of Juicy Body Goddess, which is a plus size only boutique, and I deal confidence. So my favorite line is, you gotta be to something to do something, which was one of my lines that initially helped me go viral in 2021. You gotta be to something to do something. The stigma around women being over 200 pounds is this or that. Well, in my store, I want you to know you have to be over 200 pounds to play. So I want to break the ice, and when they come in, we just treat them like queens and princesses and just cater to them. And I want them to walk out of there just feeling better than they did when they walked in. It feels good to be nice. It feels good to give somebody, a stranger, a compliment. You never know what people are going through. It makes me feel good. I don't know about other people, but I love uplifting people. It's like my purpose, and uplifting. Every compliment I give somebody is feeding this confidence angel inside of me.
Wow, wow, wow. Welcome to DBL, Summer Lucille. Yeah. I'm so happy to be here. Hey, sis, hey. Okay, I'm like a fan. I've been following you. Okay, so Summer, very few people get to fulfill their purpose in life. How did your mom help you to fulfill yours, or at least to get the inspiration to do so?
Not only did she encourage me with words and empower me as just a little girl, she also lived her purpose, and she lived out loud, and she lived in confidence. So not only did I hear it, that you're the prettiest little girl that ever walked this earth, she also walked with her head up loud and proud. And not only my mom, my dad, showing how my dad showed love to my mother, and my aunties are divas. So I was just born for this.
Summer, we love your passion. This is an important question. What do people not realize about the damage they're doing when grouping overweight and unhealthy people together?
It's pushing a negative narrative that is not really honestly fair. I am the fattest I ever been in my life, and I am the healthiest. You would have looked at me 15 years ago doing a Kanye pepper diet, doing a cabbage, only cabbage, watermelon diet, boiled egg diet. I was very unhealthy. I go to the doctor, I'm very healthy, and it's very unfair to push your fat phobia and use that as a way to push your hate onto fat people while bringing that unhealthy argument into the conversation. Yes, there are unhealthy skinny people. There's unhealthy fat people. So nobody should really be telling you if you're healthy or not, unless it's your doctor. That's the only person that should ever tell you if you're healthy or not. So that I just do not like that narrative.
Beautifully,
when people bring that into conversation.
Beautifully stated. And bringing up just like pressure, you know, I think about prom. There's a lot of pressure when it comes to prom and finding that perfect dress. How did your own prom play into wanting to give other girls the perfect experience?
You know, I look back, and at the time of my life when I was going through prom, it was a very, very horrific experience for me. But I thank God I went through it, because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be able to help these girls that I'm helping today. I know how I feel not to find a dress. I know how I feel to be the fattest girl in the room. I know how I feel to not want to sit in the front of the room because you think people want to, the classroom, because you think people want to make fun of you while they're sitting in the back of the room. So I know this, so my life experience was able to, and I healed myself so I can heal these other girls and show them that their insecurities are actually beautiful, and to embrace them and to move forward. And it's a privilege. And again, it healed me, because some of these girls lost their mother, lost siblings, dealing with cancer. And back then, all I couldn't do is find a dress. Now I look back on my pictures and felt I was loved, and I appreciate it. So it healed me while I'm healing these young ladies.
Testimony teaches.
Yes, Summer, we have about 30 seconds left, but what do you have to say to the people watching and struggling to love their size?
You have to love yourself. Get around people that love you just as much as you love yourself. Get in that mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful, and focus on the stuff you love about yourself. And your size is just a number. I promise you. And your final hour is not because I couldn't wear those jeans. It's going to be who I loved, who loved me, your children, your family. Weight is such... it has no weight, no pun. So love yourself. Don't get discouraged. And you can just come and get something from me. I'll get you all cute. You know.
Yes.
Summer, our viewers are loving you. I just want to end on this note. Beauty's Whole Health writes in, thank you so much, Summer, for your passion and mission of beauty.
So
and let me
much.
tell you, everyone's echoing those sentiments. Also, DBL Nation, make sure to follow Summer across social media at Juicy Body Goddess 2.0.
Yes.
Her website, juicybodygoddess.com, and visit the store, which is right there in the Charlotte area. So to our Charlotte viewers, or if you're visiting, we'll be right back. Thank you so much, Summer. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, allows people who were brought to America illegally as kids to avoid deportation and to receive a work permit. Every 2 years, they have to renew this status, and they'll be rejected if they have any felonies on their record. In a recent viral video, a woman says that a new law in Florida will make simply living with her undocumented parents a felony, putting her DACA status at risk.
I am no longer able to live under my parents' roof due to the immigration law that's going to take an effect in July 1st. Since I am a DACA recipient and it is illegal to live with an undocumented person, and if you do, you commit a felony. So is that true? Has Florida made it a felony to live with someone who's undocumented? Let's verify. Our sources: Florida Senate Bill 1718, the text of an earlier version of the bill, and Natalie McEwen, an immigration lawyer in Florida. On May 10th, Governor Ron DeSantis signed Senate Bill 1718 into law and includes a wide variety of immigration crackdowns. One section makes it a felony to transport someone who's in America illegally into the state of Florida. When the bill was first proposed, that section also made it a felony to, quote, conceal, harbor, or shield from detection anyone who might be here illegally. It also made it illegal to drive them around within the state, not just across state lines. But regardless, this wording didn't make it in the final bill. So the law taking effect in July
only prohibits transporting someone in the country illegally into Florida. It says nothing about simply living with them being against the law. That means we can verify, no, Florida has not made it a felony to live with someone who's undocumented. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Verify here with your fast fact. Nobody enjoys that feeling when you open your car door on a hot summer day and it feels like an oven. Verify viewer M emailed us to ask if tinting her windows can help keep the inside cooler. So M, let's verify using these sources. The inside of a car gets hot because the sun's UV rays penetrate the glass. The energy from the rays is then absorbed by the surfaces and released as heat that gets trapped inside. All of our sources say tinting your windows can help block some of the sun's rays and keep the interior of your car a few degrees cooler. The exact amount depends on the darkness and quality of the tint and which windows are tinted. So, yes, tinted windows reduce heat inside of a car. Tinting rules vary by state, so make sure to check the laws where you live. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Escape to paradise for your chance to win the perfect family getaway. Watch DBL every day for a word of the day. Then enter at dailyblastlive.com/beaches for your chance to win a 4-day, 3-night beaches resort stay for a family of 4 to a beaches resorts destination in Jamaica or Turks and Caicos. Today's beaches resorts word of the day is waves. The winner will be announced on DBL May 24th.
Welcome back. If you suffer from joint pain, there are certain foods you should avoid. It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. Doctors say these foods trigger inflammation and aggravation of your arthritis symptoms. First, too many sweets. The amount of sugar in one soda is enough to trigger the response. Next, refined carbohydrates like white bread and French fries. Lastly, many people with joint pain are sensitive to gluten found in things like wheat, barley, and rye. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-813-6801 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information.
Yes, I'm on it.
Thanks, buddy. I was waiting for someone to
It's like all the good stuff. No sweets, no French fries, no bread.
Yeah, that's me.
Gotta learn to love salad.
Happy Monday, everybody. See you tomorrow.